Sometimes in football, it's not the highlight reel plays or the game-winning touchdowns that tell the most interesting story. Sometimes, it's the little comments, the offhand remarks that reveal something truly significant about a team. And that's exactly what happened recently. Straight out of the Pittsburgh Steelers minicamp, we just got an incredible, almost unbelievable, insight from one of the league's top wide receivers, DK Metcalf. That speaks volumes about what's brewing in Pittsburgh. Imagine this. You're an elite athlete, one of the best pass catchers in the NFL, standing on the field, ready for the snap. Your quarterback is trying to make adjustments, calling out plays, setting the tempo, but you can't hear a single word. Not because of the crowd, not because of a blaring stadium speaker, but because the defense on the other side of the ball is so incredibly loud, so intensely communicative, that it's completely drowning out your own quarterback. That's exactly what DK Metcalf claimed happened to him when going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. He literally couldn't hear Mason Rudolph's adjustments. This isn't just a funny anecdote. It's direct proof that something fundamental has shifted with the Steelers defense. And it's likely thanks to a bold ultimatum issued by their star safety, Minkah Fitzpatrick. The power of communication. Metcalf was at the Steelers' mandatory minicamp, going head-to-head with some of their top defensive players. He spoke highly of guys like Joey Porter Jr., Darius Slay Jr., and of course, Minkah Fitzpatrick. But then, he switched gears, giving us the real juicy detail. According to the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, Metcalf detailed just how loud the Steelers' defensive communication truly was. He said, "The defense is great. Just going against them after yesterday, high-energy group. Very communicative. I was joking with Calvin, Austin 3, that for the first play out there, I couldn't hear any of the checks that Mason, Rudolph, or the snap count that Mason was saying. 'Cause the defense was talking so much. It's just refreshing to see a defense that communicates. And we're just trying to model our game after them.' Think about that for a second. An opposing player, an offensive player, is complimenting a defense on how loud their communication is. That's not normal. Usually, offensive players complain about crowd noise, or maybe a particularly loud D-line. But the defense itself? So loud you can't hear your own quarterback? That's a whole new level of disruptive. This isn't just about being loud for the sake of it. This goes directly back to a very public warning issued by Minkah Fitzpatrick. After the defensive struggles of 2024, Fitzpatrick squarely put the blame on poor communication. He essentially delivered a "communicator get benched" ultimatum to his teammates. He recognized that for a defense to truly thrive, every single player needs to be on the same page, calling out shifts, recognizing formations, and reacting as one cohesive unit. When communication breaks down, gaps appear, assignments are missed, and big plays happen. Metcalf's recent comments serve as undeniable proof that Fitzpatrick's warning, his demand for better communication, is working. This is a massive step in the right direction for the Steelers' defense. You don't get that kind of high energy, constant chatter without deliberate effort, without players buying into a system where talking is not just encouraged, but required. It means players are understanding their roles, anticipating offensive moves, and actively helping their teammates adjust. It's the sign of a disciplined, well-coached unit that's building genuine chemistry. When Metcalf says it's refreshing to see a defense that communicates, he's telling us that this level of defensive harmony and vocal leadership isn't common. Many defenses are quiet, relying on individual talent, but the Steelers, it seems, are leaning into a collective, vocal approach that aims to disrupt opponents not just physically, but mentally. It's about creating chaos for the offense before the ball is even snapped. What this means for the Steelers. So, what does this truly mean for the Steelers' defense in the upcoming season? This isn't just about making noise. This is about a fundamental shift in defensive discipline and effectiveness. Improved communication means fewer blown coverages, quicker reactions to play calls, and a more synchronized pass rush. It means a defense that can adapt on the fly, making it incredibly difficult for opposing quarterbacks to read and exploit their weaknesses. It means that when the Steelers take the field, their defense won't just be physically imposing, they'll be a symphony of organized chaos. A wall of sound and precision designed to frustrate and shut down even the most talented offenses. This could be a game changer for Pittsburgh. turning a good defense into a truly elite one. Conclusion. DK Metcalf's seemingly simple comment has pulled back the curtain on a significant transformation within the Steelers' defense. It shows that Minkah Fitzpatrick's leadership, his insistence on communication, has resonated deeply. This isn't just about being loud for show, it's about a team reaching a new level of cohesion and discipline. And if an opposing Pro Bowl wide receiver can't even hear his own quarterback because of how much the Steelers' defense is talking, imagine the nightmare that's waiting for the rest of the NFL this season. The message is clear. The Steelers' defense isn't just coming for you, they're going to talk you out of your game. Alright, NFL fans, we've got some interesting intel from mandatory minicamp, straight from the mouth of Seahawks star receiver DK Metcalf. And it's all about the Pittsburgh Steelers' defense. Metcalf, who was practicing against the Steelers' defense, gave a huge endorsement, but then shifted to something even more notable. He said, "The defense is great. Just going against them after yesterday. High energy group. Very communicative." But then he dropped this gem. "I was joking with Calvin, Austin 3, that for the first play out there, I couldn't hear any of the checks that Mason, Rudolph, or the snap count that Mason was saying. 'Cause the defense was talking so much." Now, why is this so significant? Well, it's direct proof that Minkah Fitzpatrick's communicator get benched warning from the 2024 season is clearly paying off. Fitzpatrick had previously argued that the Steelers' defensive struggles stemmed from a lack of communication. Metcalf's comments provide compelling evidence that this unit has taken a massive step in the right direction. Imagine a defense so loud, so active with their communication, that an opposing wide receiver can't even hear his own quarterback's adjustments or snap count. That speaks volumes about the energy and cohesion that Joey Porter Jr., Darius Slay Jr., and Fitzpatrick himself are bringing to this unit. Metcalf even said, "It's just refreshing to see a defense that communicates. And we're just trying to model our game after them." This is high praise from an elite NFL player, signaling that the Steelers' defense is not only hearing Fitzpatrick's message but actively implementing it and potentially becoming one of the most disruptive units in the league. Look out, NFL. Alright, NFL fans, we've got some interesting intel from mandatory minicamp, straight from the mouth of Seahawks star receiver DK Metcalf. And it's all about the Pittsburgh Steelers' defense. Metcalf, who was practicing against the Steelers' defense, gave a huge endorsement, but then shifted to something even more notable. He said, "The defense is great. Just going against them after yesterday. High energy group. Very communicative." But then he dropped this gem. "I was joking with Calvin, Austin 3, that for the first play out there, I couldn't hear any of the checks that Mason, Rudolph, or the snap count that Mason was saying. 'Cause the